Hello everyone. So we welcome Tenzing Semkyi from the Indian Administrative Service cadre to this small interview which Crack SPSC has prepared. So let's just start. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so let's just start with the questions. So how do we start with UPSC preparation?
So, firstly, starting with UPSC preparation requires you to understand why you want to do it, right? So, the why will give you the motivation to carry on, even if you fail later. After you've got a solid why, then you need to realize how you're going to do it. So, how you are going to start your UPSC preparation and go about it, it needs to be a personalized decision. So, that depends upon your own strengths and weaknesses. Depending on your strengths and your weakness, you decide what is the strategy that you'll take. Hmm. Strategy can be self study or take up coaching institutes. Yes. So that's mostly how you start with your UPSC preparation.
ओके सो अब यसमा म पनि अलिकति एड गर्दा लु हामीले स्टार्ट गऱ्यो होइन कोचिङ गऱ्यो के गऱ्यो सो नेक्स्ट क्वेसन इम्पोर्टेन्ट क्वेसन बुक लिस्ट एन्ड रिसोर्स प्रिलिम्सको लागि फर्स्टमा सो के कसो गर्नुपर्ने
Okay. So prelims ko lagi चाहिँ mostly there are about 100 questions है दुईटा पेपर हुन्छ एउटा चाहिँ तिम्रो GS पेपर भयो त्यो चाहिँ तिम्रो 100 questions को हुन्छ हो which is of 200 marks. And then you have got your CSAT, which is of 80 questions, okay, which is also 200 marks. Your CSAT is a qualifying paper, right? So CSAT is a qualifying paper and GS is your competitive paper where your marks gets counted. So in CSAT, you need to score about 66%, 66 marks, right? That is your qualifying marks. If you do not clear your CSAT, that means your GS paper doesn't get corrected, right? So that means you're out of the race. So that's why you need to be serious about your CSAT. For CSAT, you need to do basic maths and you need to take up English comprehension, right? So for what I did was I did my past year's papers. I did about 5 to 10 years past year papers. I solved it in a time limit, which is 2 hours. So you need to be able to complete it in 2 hours, which is again a problem. So you need to be careful about the time limit also, right? So that was my approach for CSAT. So it was very, very simple. And it was a simple approach, but then you need to make sure that you do qualify it. Otherwise, there's no point in sitting for your other papers, right? You are out of the race early. So now for your GS, for GS, there are different kind of subjects, right? You have mostly you've got polity, you've got geography, you've got history and culture, you've got economics, you have got environment. So this is mostly briefly the entire syllabus of your GS paper, your prelims GS paper. For environment, yeah. So now for environment, I refer to Shankar IAS. Shankar IAS is a very, very comprehensive book. I studied it very comprehensively before my preparation, and that was more or less enough for me to deal with the environment questions. For history, you need to do your NCRTs, right? So people start from NCRT class 10, class 8. I did class 10, 11, and 12 NCRTs, which will mostly cover your ancient, your medieval, right? And your modern also. Okay. So, but then modern Kolagi, I used another book also along with NCRT. I used Spectrum.
Rajiv Vaid's book.
Spectrum. This is very, very comprehensive, and it is written from the perspective of the examination, which helps. No? So for culture, I did Tamil Nadu NCRT, and I did Nitin Singhania. So the thing about Ghana. So the thing about culture is that it's very, very dynamic, no? But then you need to be able to answer questions which are simple, which is like a throwaway question. No, you need to be able to answer those kind of questions. So it is almost always guaranteed that there'll be a question on Buddhism and Jainism. So you need to concentrate on those kind of areas, no, which you can for sure score a mark on. Because there will always be questions where you cannot score a mark on. So you need to catch those questions which you can always score a mark. So these two were the things that I did. But Nitin Singhania I did selectively because it's a very, very big book. I could not do everything. But then if you can, you should. And then there are Nitin Singhania ko lagi, there are notes also, comprehensive notes हुन्छ toppers को notes हुन्छ त्यहाँबाट पनि पढ्दा हुन्छ if you don't have time. Geography को लागि again I did NCRTs only. NCRT is very good geography को लागि. Class 10, 11 र 12 को NCRT is good. Physical, Indian physical भयो, तिम्रो political भयो, अनि तिम्रो world geography पनि. So यो तीनटाको लागि चाहिँ it is very important that you prepare along with maps. If you don't do with maps, then you won't be able to answer questions, right? So there's no point of studying this. Rotnuche, there's no point. So you need to be able to understand, connect maps. For example, कि यस्तो हुन्छ क्वेसन्सहरू एकखेप there was like this one question which stated that तिम्रो wheat को cultivation को area how much कति चाहिँ छ भनेर, is it more than bajra or something? It was something like that. दुईटा crop को cultivation area को comparison गर्नु भनेको थियो है. So that will not be written in any one of your NCRTs, no? Unless and until you look at your maps, you understand कि okay यहाँ चाहिँ wheat को cultivation हुन्छ because winter मा यहाँ पानी पर्छ है. And then that is the kind of temperature that wheat requires है. त्यस्तो खालको पाराले बुझेर पढ्नु पर्यो map हेर्दै हेर्दै along with your NCRTs. So basically it's a very comprehensive kind of study that you need to do for geography. And economics को लागि you need to understand basic concepts. Is very, very important. आजकल झन् economics को questions are becoming more basic, like पुरै economic concepts को माथि आउँदैछ rather than current affairs, no? So basic concepts गर्नु पर्यो, त्यसको लागि NCRTs is more than enough. And then there are these kind of like annoying questions कि like T bill को बारेमा सोध्यो अरे, state bills को बारेमा सोध्यो अरे, त्यस्तो सानो सानो technical questions को लागि चाहिँ I did Shri Ram IAS. Shriram IAS बाट I just did definitions को लागि गरे हो, अनि basic concepts को लागि चाहिँ मैले NCRTs गरिदिएँ. So that was mostly यति थियो मेरो preparation को लागि. And then polity है, polity को लागि चाहिँ मैले लक्ष्मीकान्त गरेको थिएँ. लक्ष्मीकान्त is very, very comprehensive है. लक्ष्मीकान्त चाहिँ पुरै रामपालो गर्नु पर्यो. And then the thing about Lakshmikant is that unless or until you read it at least about 7-8 times, you will firstly not be able to understand what is being written. Secondly, you won't be able to retain information that is given, right? So all of that ko lagi chahiye, it is important that you read Lakshmikant very, very comprehensively, and you read each and every line, each and every word. It's very important. Testu diche jhukinsa kya polity ma. Porne chu porsa, but then you miss like important topics like or, you miss like important words like or, and then you get the option wrong, you know? So it's very important that you read polity, like each and every line, each and every word. So those was the mostly book list that I used for prelims ko lagi.
Okay, then moving on to the next question. कोचिङ लिनु कि नलिनु, अन्त लियो भने कस्तो लिनु, कुन चाहिँ राम्रो, के कसो गर्नुपर्ने, त्यसको बारेमा काइन्डली.
So अब coaching को लागि चाहिँ नि, there are few things that an aspirant should consider before joining a coaching institute. Few of them are, again, तिम्रो strength र weakness को माथि depend गर्छ है. So तिमीले सोच्नु पर्छ कि whether you actually need to join a coaching institute or not है. Coaching institutes को there are few benefits. Benefits के हुन्छ भन्यो भने you will not have to search for your notes. Notes को लागि search गर्नु पर्दैन, resources को लागि search गर्नु पर्दैन. Okay, if you are somebody who has no guidance, then it provides you guidance. It provides you a pathway. It is like अब भनौँ न इनिसिएट गरिदिन्छ भनेर यिनीहरू दुईजनाले. It starts your preparation, starts your journey. So those are few of the benefits. No, now there are some cons also. Cons are that if you already have guidance, if you already have some sort of a motivation, so then it's very slow. Coaching study is very slow. Okay, they overburden you with resources, which I think is one of the major cons. क्या किनभने यति बेसी पढ्नै सक्दैन, टाइमै हुँदैन है. And then the other thing is that sometimes it derails your preparation also. किनभने you meet people, right? They'll say like so many things. Like they'll say कि हुँदैन, मेरो त 3 खेप दिइसके, मैले 4 खेप दिइसके, म त इन्टरभ्यूै 4 खेप बसिसके, 2 मार्क्स चाहिँ हुँदैन. त्यही सुनेर कि it derails your preparation. You get demotivated also sometimes. So you need to be very careful with who you listen to. No? So those are some of the cons. मैले coaching, to be very honest, मैले coaching I took coaching for 1 month. Right? So when I was doing that 1 month for coaching, it was somewhere in December. So the entire month of December, they just taught me geography. अब पढाउनु त पुरै राम्रो पाराले पढायो हो, पर डल्लै डिसेम्बर जियोग्राफी मात्रै पढायो भने कसरी हुन्छ? किनभने जुनमा त प्रिलिम्स दिनु पर्यो, प्रिलिम्सको लागि यति बेसी कुरा पढ्नु पर्यो, टाइमै पाउँदैन. So it eats up a lot of time. So then after December को एन्डतिर चाहिँ म छोडेँ कोचिङ, म जानै छोडेँ, म घरमै बसेर पढ्थेँ. I felt like I was getting more done also. It was more like specific kind of studying also. हुन्छ नि exam oriented studying I felt I was doing. किनभने concepts clear गर्नुहरू गर्नु गर्नु थाल्यो भने नि 1 सालमा त हुने हैन, 3-4 साल लाग्छ. So that is one of the cons. So if you study on your own, you do it faster. But if you have no guidance, you have no motivation, तिमीले यादै छैन कसरी थाल्नु भन्ने भने चाहिँ coaching, yeah, it helps somehow. Yes. त्यो.
Okay. Oh, so तिमीले since you did coaching in December, so तिमीले preparation चाहिँ कहिले थाल्यौ?
So मैले preparation चाहिँ नोभेम्बर एन्डमा थालेको थिएँ. डिसेम्बरमा मैले कोचिङ जोइन गरेँ हो. एन्ड देन डिसेम्बर डल्लै मन्थ जियोग्राफी पढायो, मैले आफै पढ्न थालेँ. एन्ड देन समवेयर अराउन्ड जुन 2018मा मैले प्रिलिम्स दिएको थिएँ. त्यो त भएन. With 5 months preparation, I could not crack it. So, but the thing is that कि त्यो 5 महिनाको preparation, it really helped me 2019 prelims crack गर्नको लागि. It made my preparation a lot more smoother 2019 मा. So another thing I would like to add is so suppose you are planning to join a coaching institute, which I think is a safer bet, no, for lots. So what you should do is, firstly, it should be a reputed coaching institute. Why it should be reputed is because if it is reputed, that means that they have got regular classes, they have got good teachers, right, and reliable teachers, and they have got good and reliable sources. Okay, so if you're going to put your money somewhere, this is where you should be putting your money, no? And the other thing is that they should be having test series, no? All of that is very important. Test series, regular test series is very important, no? Test series also should be from the exam specific point of view. So all of this consider गरेर you join a test series, and then you also look at the time that it takes, no, for them to complete the course, because you need to write the exam somewhere. They should be finishing the syllabus in that time limit. So these three things together, these three things are very important while you're considering which coaching institute to join. Yeah.
Okay, test series कै कुरा आयो फेरि. Test series, which ones are good, अन्त how to go about them. अब टेस्ट सिरिजको चाहिँ म्याक्सिमम युटिलाइजेसन क्यान्डिडेट्सहरूले कसरी गर्नु, त्यसको बारेमा पनि भनिदेऊ त अलिकति.
सो यसो हो कि टेस्ट सिरिजमा चाहिँ मैले अगाडि बुक लिस्ट दिएको थिएँ होइन. त्यो बुक लिस्ट अब डल्लै पढ्यो भने पनि 100 क्वेसन पर 40वटा क्वेसन आउँछ होला जानेको हो. द रेस्ट अफ इट विल बी समथिङ द्याट यु माइट हेभ हर्ड भेरी फेन्टली समवेयर अलोङ यर प्रिपरेसन. So out of 100 questions, even if you study all of the books very, 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 very diligently, out of the 100 questions, you will only know about 40 questions. If you are lucky, sometimes you even know 50 questions. So out of those 40 questions, even if you have studied very, very well, to 40 त right हुने हैन. Let's say around 37 or 33 to 35 questions you get right. Okay? But you need to pass some cutoff, which this will not give. So now what do? The 60 questions. How do you solve the 60 questions? That's where your test series come in. For 60 questions, you need to be able to eliminate options. You need to be able to guess well, educated guesses, right? So your गर्नु चाहिँ नि, it takes practice. Okay, that is where your test series helps you. And the other thing you also need to remember is ni, you 100 question per 100 question you cannot attempt. किनभने negative marking हुन्छ है. So for negative marking, you need to be able to understand कि तिमीले eliminate कस्तो राम्रो पाराले गर्नु सक्छ, तिमीले guess कतिको चाहिँ गर्नु सक्छ भनेर त्यो गरेर चाहिँ you need to understand how many questions to attempt. Okay, so the only way that you understand your own aptitude, you understand your way of solving questions, you understand how you approach a paper, all of that ko lagi, you need a lot of practice. Okay, so the thing, one of the major reasons I could not clear 2018 prelims was also because I did not give test series. I did not have time. 2019 prelims ko lagi, I gave test series starting from November itself. November para mole March summer test series deko the, you know, and then towards the later end of your journey, you know, somewhere around June, April, May, June, people I know who have cleared the exam, they solve at least 2 tests every day. They solve the tests, they read the answers, and that is also where a lot of the questions come from, no? So that is where your test series helps you. So that is very important. It helps you in revision, no? Faster revision. It helps you in catching few questions that you might have missed, especially current affairs ko साथी गर्छ यिनीहरूले, you know. So यसरी चाहिँ it helps you. So that's why test series is important. It's actually very important. Prelims को लागि त very very important. नम त हुँदैन test series भएन भने.
मलाई पनि मेरो आफ्नै एक्सपिरियन्स हुनु त स्टेट लेभलको इक्जाममा यो स्टेट सिभिल सर्भिस इक्जाममा आई वाज सल्भिङ युपिएससीको प्रिभियस इयर क्वेसन्स एन्ड वान अफ द क्वेसन वाज त्यो कञ्चनजङ्घा त्यो कुन चाहिँ नेसनल पार्कमा चाहिँ सबै उयो छ त्यो क्लाइमेटिक रिजन्स भनेर हो. देन आई थट यसो हेरेँ कञ्चनजङ्घा नेसनल पार्क जस्तो लाग्यो किनकि सिक्किममा त त्यो मल्ली कति गरम हुन्छ यता त्यता, अन्त कञ्चनजङ्घा नेसनल पार्क त कति ठुलो छ, सो त्यो राइट होला भनेर आई लाइक टेक कञ्चनजङ्घा नेसनल पार्क. एन्ड देन वाइल आई वाज लाइक करेक्टिङ द क्वेसन्स होइन, त्यति बेलादेखि म त रङ रहेछ, भरेन्दा त नामडापा नेसनल पार्क रहेछ जुन चाहिँ आई थिङ्क अरुणाचल प्रदेशमा छ होइन. सो त्यो रहेछ जस्तो भएन. एन्ड इन द एक्चुअल अन्डर सेक्रेटरीको प्रिलिम्सको क्वेसनमा सेम क्वेसन केम, सिक्वेन्स अफ आन्सर्स वाज अल्सो सेम, एन्ड त्यति बेला डीमा आन्सर थियो त्यही आयो क्या. सो द्याट वाज अल्सो आई त्यो हेल्प भयो क्या त्यस्तोले. ओके, सो आगे बढौँ. इम्पोर्टेन्स अफ प्रिभियस इयर क्वेसन्स.
अब त्यो त सेम थिङ अगेन, प्रिभियस इयर क्वेसन्स भन्यो भने सेम, इट हेल्प्स यु प्र्याक्टिस भनौँ पहिला त है. प्र्याक्टिस इज भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट. किनभने यसो हुन्छ फेरि टेस्ट सिरिज, कोही टेस्ट सिरिज हुन्छ कि तिनीहरूले दे डोन्ट गिभ इट फ्रम ए एक्जाम ओरिएन्टेड पोइन्ट अफ भ्यू भनौँ न. दे डोन्ट ह्याभ लाइक प्रपर फर्मेट, दे डोन्ट ह्याभ द सिमिलर लेभल अफ डिफिकल्टी. So that's why importance of previous year questions is it helps you practice. No, it helps you get familiarized also with the exam pattern, familiarization also. And the other thing is again unali revision garnuma help garcha. Revision ma purai help garcha, especially towards the end of your preparation. You can't revise everything, no? So then you revise previous year questions. And then it also helps you to gauge, no, your level of preparation. Gauge garnu sakcha afno preparation. So those are the importance. And then the other thing is that no, previous year questions sometimes get repeated also if you get lucky. Yeah, so then repeated sabani, it is a easy goal, easy marks.
यो त स्कोर गर्नै पर्यो.
यो त स्कोर गर्नै पर्यो, तर मैले त गरेन नि. मैले उल्टा गरेर आएको थिएँ. But then yeah, you could score it and you could get more marks, no? Yeah.
And one thing I think it will help you prioritize also केमा ज्यादा फोकस गर्नु हैन.
Yeah. It other thing, you know, because like our UPSC को syllabus पढ्नु थाल्यो भने नि there's no particular syllabus, no? So the only way that you figure out what books to study, what subjects to study is from previous year questions. Previous year questions help you understand कि okay यहाँ पढ्नु पर्ने रहेछ, यस्तोहरु चाहिँ सोध्दै रहेछ. Like नेसनल पार्क त सोध्ने हो हुन्छ नि नेसनल पार्क सोध्छै सोध्छ पोल्युसनको माथि एउटा कुरा सोध्छै सोध्छ सम स्ट्याट्युटरी नन स्ट्याट्युटरी बडीको माथि एउटा क्वेसन सोध्छै सोध्छ सो दोज जी फ्रम प्रिभियस इयर क्वेसन्स समथिङ रिगार्डिङ maps no they always ask from geography that you know from previous year questions it's important previous year questions भन्यो भने पनि let's say कि like at least like past 10 years भनौँ न past 10 years किनभने त्यसको अगाडिको चाहिँ अलिकति प्याटर्न अलिकति डिफ्रेन्ट हुन्छ level of difficulty पनि अर्कै हुन्छ 10 years को चाहिँ गर्नै पर्छ and then more importantly 5 years
focus more on 5 years
yes
cover till 10 years
yes 5 years is very important no and then 10 years for practice
ओके अर्को के रहेछ क्वेसन बेस्ट वे टु अप्रोच करेन्ट अफेयर्स या यो चाहिँ अब हुन त म अघि भनेको जस्तो स्टेट लेभलमा मलाई चाहिँ यो सबसे गाह्रो लाग्थ्यो करेन्ट अफेयर्स चाहिँ कहाँबाट पढ्नु के पढ्नु
okay so yes current affairs पढ्नु पुरै साह्रो पर्छ because the main reason is because it's dynamic you don't know what to study there is like current affairs भन्यो भने त सबै कुरै current affairs भयो you know and the thing about current affairs is no one thing you need to remember in this exam is that you'll never get all of the questions right like there's sometimes I look at like memes हुन्छ नि इन्स्टाग्राममा कि यो क्वेसन आएको थियो युपिएससीमा यो त क्याडबरीको डिब्बामाथि थियो खालको मिमहरू हुन्छ नि and then it makes the exam seem so tough which is not true no because those kind of questions if like about 5 lakh or 2 lakh people are sitting out of them no nobody will know maybe around 5-6 people will know you know
that doesn't make any difference
because competition is among peers no
yeah
it is a dynamic cutoff no depending on the level of the preparation of everybody so those kind of questions will go only those kind of questions
exactly
you don't focus on those kind of questions
there was one question के हाम्रो स्टेट लेभलकोमा coming to that again सिक्किम मिल्क युनियनले चाहिँ यो इयर कति मिल्क प्रड्युस गर्छ अरे अब त्यो कसलाई थाहा हुन्छ कति लिटरमा फेरि अन्त त्यो लिटर पनि के हो एउटै छ अन्त कसलाई याद होइन जो अब सपोज त्यो इक्जाम दिनेमा कोही सिक्किम मिल्क युनियनमै कुनै जबमा काम गर्दै थियो नि मेबी हिल नो हि अर सी विल नो होइन मेबी त्यो पनि होइन इफ इज किपिङ ट्र्याक अफ द लिटर्स सो त्यो त एभ्री वान गट इट रङ नि so त्यो क्वेसन त छोड्दै भनेर नेक्स्ट गइहाल्नु पर्यो
so those kind of stuff no you can't catch on me okay so basically so that's why you should not focus on those kind of memes also because everybody will get it wrong so now the way to focus on current affairs is firstly why you need to read current affairs when you need to familiarize yourself with what is happening no in the country so if you understand what is happening in the country then you form an opinion no it helps you form an opinion on it educated opinion no and that helps like later on in your preparation prelims ko baad ma mains huncha mains bhanda pani zyada interview ma purai zyada help garcha if you don't have an opinion what will you say when they ask you what do you think about the current economic situation bhanyo bhane what do you think about the current situation because of covid bhanyo bhane huncha ni you need to have an opinion so that's why you need to do current affairs ko lagi I used to use Hindu newspaper Hindu newspaper is good Indian newspaper पर फेरि like the thing is कि डल्लै पढ्नु पर्दैन you hardly read any political news you don't read political news right like whether cabinet change happened like this MLA got replaced यो MLA ले यति बेसी घोटाला गरेर corruption पक्रियो त्यो मसाला न्युजहरू चाहिँ पढ्नु पर्दैन okay so you need to pick up like important topics which are like policy changes भनौँ policy change right something that is happening with climate right something regarding a national park or a wildlife reserve, something that's happening regarding animals, right? Which animals are becoming extinct, any new scientific discovery, like large scientific discovery. For example, I think 19 for prelims ki 20 for prelims they had asked about black hole no because they had photographed a black hole for the first time so stuff like that you know scientific discovery animals यो statutory non-statutory bodies हुन्छ नि त्यस्तोहरू चाहिँ पक्रिनु पर्यो bodies you know so all of this को लागि चाहिँ you read it when you read it you make notes on it right so I did Hindu newspaper like that for my prelims right and now I also did Vision IAS को monthly newspaper
monthly magazine
yeah monthly magazine so Vision IAS को monthly magazine आउँछ it comes out every month somewhere mid month मा हुन्छ त it comes out somewhere in 15th तिर हुन्छ होला of every month right and this helps because it is dense, and then sometimes you miss things, no, from your Hindi newspaper, so then it helps, right? During that time, like you get a compiled version of the news that's happening, right? You can read regarding the opinions, the bad impact, what is the consequences, what's the way forward, all of that is there. So I did this for my prelims, no,
Mm.
and then you need to do a little bit more for your mains and your interview, which I'll cover later, I think, no.
ओके, यसले एउटा रिभाइज टाइपको पनि भयो।
yearly revision पनि हुन्छ।